Wonder Murmur, where whispers weave the heart.
Hello, little hearts. A new whisper begins. In a valley where time seemed to stand still, lived 3 billy goat brothers. The valley was their entire world, a canvas of endless green where the air was scented with wild clover, and the sun cast a golden haze over their peaceful lives. The youngest, little Billy, was a dreamer. His horns were still small, but his eyes held the vast, hopeful expanse of the sky. He spent his days chasing butterflies and whispering secrets to the wind, always wondering what lay beyond the towering mountains that framed their home. The middle brother, Middle Billy, was the steady heart of the family. He wasn't as fast as his younger brother or as strong as the eldest, but his spirit was unshakable. He watched over little Billy with a gentle firmness, always making sure his brother didn't wander too close to the river's edge. His strength came not from his muscles, but from his quiet love and his sense of duty. And the eldest, Big Billy, was the silent anchor. His coat was a deep brown, his horns thick and curved like crescent moons. He rarely spoke, preferring to listen to the whispers of the valley. But when he did, his voice rumbled like a distant storm, filled with a calm, patient wisdom. He was the protector, the one who bore the weight of their well-being. One fateful morning, the golden haze of their world was broken. The endless green was gone. Every last blade of grass had been nibbled away, leaving a dry, dusty brown landscape. Little Billy's hopeful eyes dimmed. "The sun feels so different without the green," he whispered, his stomach a hollow echo of his sadness. Middle Billy pointed a hoof across the winding, shimmering river. "Look," he said, his voice a balm. "Over there on the other side. A field so green it looks like a tapestry woven from emeralds and starlight." A spark of hope ignited in little Billy's eyes. But between them and that dream lay a heavy stone bridge. It was old and strong, but the air around it was thick with a stillness that promised danger. Beneath that bridge lived a troll named Grumblegut, a creature with a fiery red beard and piercing yellow eyes that seemed to burn with a century of hunger. The bridge was known as the Whispering Bridge because the wind and the river carried the faint, mournful cries of those who had never made it across. Little Billy the dreamer knew he had to go first. His heart pounded like a drum, but he puffed out his small chest, thinking of the new field, of a future full of vibrant green. "I'll go," he said, his voice just a breath. "I have a dream for us." He began his journey onto the bridge, his little hooves making a faint but clear sound. Trip-trap, trip-trap. The sound felt enormous in the quiet valley. Suddenly, a voice like grinding stones boomed from below. "Who dares to disturb the silence of my bridge?" A shaggy head emerged, its terrible yellow eyes fixed on the tiny goat. The stench of burnt leaves and ancient mud filled the air. "I am little Billy, Sir Troll. My brothers and I are trying to cross to the new fields." Grumblegut's lips curled into a wicked smile. "Oh no, you don't. The Whispering Bridge is my domain, and I am the tax collector. And my tax is due." Little Billy, though trembling, remembered his dream. "Please, Sir Troll, my coat is thin and my bones are small. I would barely be a whisper in your stomach. But behind me, my brother, Middle Billy, is much larger. He is a meal worthy of your legendary hunger. If you let me pass, a more glorious feast awaits." The troll's stomach gave a low rumble. A tiny snack now, or a king's banquet later? The choice was easy. "Be gone, little pest," he growled. "But I warn you, if you're tricking me, I'll find you and eat you and your family for a midnight snack." Little Billy scurried across the bridge, his heart still thumping against his ribs. He turned back and saw his brother, his eyes reflecting his own fear. "He is greedy," little baby Billy whispered. "And greed, it is our greatest weakness and our greatest weapon." And soon after, Middle Billy, the guardian, stepped onto the bridge. His hooves made a heavier, more determined sound. Trip-trap, trip-trap, trip-trap. Grumblegut's head shot up, his nostrils flaring. "Who is it that stomps on my bridge now?" Middle Billy's voice was firm, a stark contrast to his shaking knees. "It is I, Middle Billy. My brother has gone on ahead, and I follow him to a field of plenty." The troll's eyes narrowed. "I was told to wait. But my patience is as thin as your little brother's coat, and I will have my dinner now." Middle Billy held his head high, his heart swelling with a fierce, protective love for his brothers. "Eat me?" he said, a hint of defiance in his voice. "Sir Troll, you would be only half full. The true prize awaits. My older brother, Big Billy, is right behind me. His horns are like ancient trees. His coat is as thick as a winter blanket, and he is a feast for 100 trolls. He is worth the wait, I promise you." The thought of such a meal made the troll's mouth water. He imagined the taste, the satisfaction. "You may pass," he grunted, the words a forced-out breath. "But do not make a fool of me again. If your brother does not appear, I will hunt you down." Middle Billy scurried across, and the two brothers huddled together, waiting. Their plan was daring, born of desperation and courage, and it was now all up to Big Billy. Then came the thunder. Not a sound of hooves, but a rhythmic, earth-shaking rhythm that spoke of unyielding strength. Thump, thump, thump. The ancient bridge groaned under the weight. The water below churned, and even the mountains seemed to lean in to listen. Grumblegut shot out from beneath the bridge, a roar of rage escaping his throat. "Who dares to break the very stones of my bridge? I've been waiting all day, and I am not a fool. My dinner is here and my patience is gone." Big Billy stood his ground, his presence a wall of unwavering resolve. "It is I, Big Billy," he said, his voice a calm, deep rumble. "I've come to join my brothers." "And you're not getting any farther," the troll screamed, lunging forward with all his might, a crazed hunger in his eyes. But Big Billy was ready. He stood firm, a rock in the stormy current. "Wait," he said, his voice cutting through the troll's rage. "I have not come to be a meal for the greedy. I have come to fight for my family, to harvest what we have dreamed of." With a roar of fury, the troll lunged, expecting to clash with strength. But Big Billy, with a sudden swift sidestep, let the troll's own momentum betray him. The troll, unable to stop, plunged headfirst into the rushing river, his furious, gurgling cry swallowed by the turbulent water. The brothers watched, their hearts pounding in their chests. The whispering bridge was silent once more. Relief, warm and bright, washed over them as they finally crossed, their path to the emerald field now clear. Little Billy cheered, jumping with joy. "We did it! My dream came true!" "Yes," said Middle Billy, his eyes full of pride. "We were brave and we were smart. But most of all, we were a team. As they grazed on the soft, sweet grass, their stomachs finally full, Big Billy looked at his brothers. He saw the fire in Little Billy's eyes and the steadfastness in Middle Billy's heart. A full stomach is a wonderful thing, he said, with a quiet, knowing smile. But a full heart, a heart full of courage and love, that is the true harvest that gives you strength.
Wonder murmur, the story departs, yet the whisper imparts.